Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we've got two of the top dogs facing off against each other. Mardu Aggro versus Golgari Aggro. Mardu just played Thalia Heretic Cathar and manned up Heart of Kirin, so that'll be 4 damage straight over the top. Golgari does have Winding Constrictor. Now, it is still very early in the game. You know, this is Golgari's 3rd turn, but, you know, that is a pretty powerful start. You know, turn 2, Winding Constrictor, I would say Mardu had a better turn 3, since now he can force his opponent's non-basics and creatures to come into play tapped, which really sucks for Golgari. And more importantly, Thalia has 3 power, which synergizes perfectly with Heart of Kirin. But if Golgari can play another land, you know, that's right, Fatal Push is only 2 or less. He'd have to have something leave play. Grasp of Darkness is still a valid option to get rid of Thalia. Walking Ballista. Okay. Well, that's not a bad idea. You know, it comes into play tapped. You most likely you weren't going to block with it or attack with it anyway. You know, not that you could attack. So it comes into play as a 2/2, and you can ping off Thalia with the +1/+1 counters. Open the way for the Winding Constrictor, and more importantly, get rid of a very powerful creature your opponent has. And unless Mardu plays another creature with power 3 or greater, or a couple of creatures, you know, the Heart of Kirin isn't going to be able to attack in next turn. So, Golgari evened up the score quite easily with a single card here. I mean, they're very evenly matched at the moment. Life totals are very similar, hand sizes are very similar. Let's see what Mardu can throw out here. Well, Unlicensed Disintegration. Okay, gets rid of the Winding Constrictor, deals 3 because he has the Heart of Kirin, so now the board is clear. But the thing is that, you know, Golgari Aggro doesn't need a whole lot of mana to get rolling very fast. Servant of the Conduit. Okay. More mana production, or in a pinch, a 2/2 that can block or attack with. You can attack with. Not the best follow-up to seeing your Winding Constrictor get nuked and taking 3 damage to the face, but his opponent, you know, doesn't really have anything on the board that's, you know, important at the moment. Ooh, he taps his Shambling Vent to play Throbbing Inspector. I was actually kind of expecting him to man up the Shambling Vent and attack in here. But, okay. Throbbing Inspector into a 2/2 Walking Ballista. He can, with both of them, man up the Heart of Kirin. And, if he wants to deny his opponent, he can pop the Walking Ballista to kill off the Servant of the Conduit before it can do anything. I don't know how important the Servant of the Conduit is to Golgari right now, but, you know, now he doesn't have it. So if he needed it, he's screwed. But he did lose his 2/2, which means that next turn he has to get another 2-power creature to be able to man up the Heart of Kirin. But Golgari is down to 9, and he has nothing on the board. Okay, Verdurous Gearhulk. So 8/8 Trample, 5 mana. That's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with. Pretty much straight kill cards. I mean, it's a 5 mana, so Fatal Push, sorry. Fatal Push is completely out the window. An Unlicensed Disintegration will still work, and work well. I'm trying to remember. Does Fragmentize say target artifact or target non-creature artifact? I don't see it that often, so I can't remember for certain, but, you know, it kind of hurt to be able to just go 1 mana, blink. But another Walking Ballista for 2. So most likely he's going to man up the Heart of Kiran and attack in for 4 again, since, you know, the 8/8 trample, it wasn't going to matter whether he blocked with the Throbbing Inspector or the Ballista or both of them. He wasn't going to do enough damage to kill the Gear Hulk, and it has trample, so it would just do damage over the top. And he's at 18, so he can afford to get smacked in the face by the Gear Hulk. And that's what's going to happen here. 8 damage straight through. Down to 10. His opponent is at 5, and unless he has something he can do right now, his opponent can just man up the Shambling Vent, and that'll be lethal. What he really needs to do is be able to kill both of those creatures. Servant of the Conduit, okay. Not really that helpful right now. Now, all Mardu has to do is kill a single creature and the game's over. Oh, actually, Hissing Quagmire, forgot. He does have 2 of them, so he has the green mana to be able to activate the Hissing Quagmire. He does man up the Heart of Kiran here, and he's playing it cool here. He's not going full out. Ooh, Grasp of Darkness. Okay, kill off the Heart of Kiran. I was going to say, he could have gone full aggro there and manned up the Shambling Vent and attacked in, but he could have manned up the Hissing Quagmire and killed it. But at the same time, he would have taken 4 to the face anyway and gone down to 1. And then, blink. So, Grasp of Darkness on the Heart of Kiran before any damage is dealt. He's still sitting at 5. And a second Walking Ballista at 2. And he has to... Basically, he has to win here, because his opponent can pay the 4 mana to put a counter on one of these guys and then pop all of them and kill him next turn. I'm just trying to think. Attacks in for 8, trample over for 6, that takes him down to 4, 2 goes through, man up the Hissing Quagmire for another 2. I think Golgari might have just won. Okay, never mind. He's attacking in with the Verdurous Gear Hulk and block with the Walking Ballista. Sacrifice the 2 counters to the face. Goes to his turn, he pays 4 to put a counter on the Walking Ballista that survives, and that's game. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Golgari saw what I saw. Now, that isn't to say that he couldn't have popped the Walking Ballistas off to kill the 2/2s, but that would have meant that he wouldn't have had the Walking Ballistas to finish the job. Okay, second main phase. That's 6 mana. What is he playing? A Walking Ballista for 3. That really... Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, it does work. Never mind. Okay, he won in another way. Sorry. I wasn't... I was talking about Walking Ballistas and how they can ping for the face, and then when he does it, I completely forget about it. But I have to say, that was a very close match. That came down to those last turns. That was a great fight between these two top decks. Well, two of the top 3 decks. And this video is about 10 minutes long, so I'm going to have to end it here. So that was Mardu Aggro versus Golgari Aggro, and if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I will see you in the next video.